The Topeak Soundlite USB is an LED light combined with a bell feature, which I'm reviewing here because it's been useful for me to fit onto a road bike, as you can see from the video. The thing that sets it apart from other products and mechanical bells is it has a wireless bell button, if you can see there on the right hand shifter. I've had to adapt it slightly to be able to fit around the shifter. The strap that comes with is not long enough to go where I've put it. It's meant to go around the bars themselves, but I like it there where it is because it allows me to press the trigger button without taking my fingers off the brakes, which obviously if you're trying to brake suddenly and ring a bell at the same time, you don't really want to take your hands off the handlebars. So it works for me really well in that position. I've tried some other mechanical bells. They seem to be more geared up for mounting on the top of the bars or for putting on the left hand shifter, and personally I needed it on the right hand shifter. As you can see, it's a pretty basic looking thing. The USB protective cover isn't a great fit. I can imagine some water getting in there when it starts raining. As you can see, it's quite difficult to actually push it in, and it doesn't really stay particularly snug in place, so I'm a bit worried about that with the winter weather looming. It's not the most attractive thing, but it's okay. It's got a couple of buttons on the top, one to turn the light on and change the flashing from solid to a steady flash. That's all it can do. It doesn't do any other flashing modes. The other button rings the bell, and there are 3 or 4 different bell or horn sounds. The bell sound that I've got here is the most pleasant and sounds like a real bell. The others are a little bit more artificial, but they're probably better for getting people's attention in the city with lots of noise. I'm not sure why they went for a silver cover over the speaker. Personally, I think it would have been better to have a black cover over the grille, and they do a white model as well, which also has a silver cover. And again, I think maybe for a next version it'd be better to have all one colour. It mounts on the bracket in the usual fashion. It's a little bit fiddly to get it on and off once it's on, but it's not too bad. You've got a little bit of adjustability there as well with an Allen key fixing, so you can adjust the angle from left to right if you need to angle it in a bit. Once it's on, it seems very sturdy. I've been over several speed bumps. Can't imagine it's going to come out. You can go on to all different size handlebars. Up to the one I've got is a 31.8 oversized bar. It just comes with different rubber grommets inside that you interchange to give yourself a nice secure fit. It's quite expensive, I think, personally, for what it is. It's about £40. I mean, that's expensive for a bell. Obviously, it's not that expensive for a USB rechargeable light. So I think value-wise, it's okay. It's not the best light in the world, and it's not the best bell in the world. So combining the two together, I'd say it's probably sort of 7, 8 out of 10 in terms of performance. There's a few things that I've mentioned that could be improved, and also, as I said, I had to adapt the bell button so that I could put it where I wanted to. So I think in future, if they do another version, it would be good if they could provide some more adaptability around where the wireless button goes. I also had a few strange performance issues with the wireless button. Number one was that when I was setting it up and charging it, it seemed to be the bell was started by various electrical items in my house. I'm not sure which items they were. When it was by my computer next to some speakers, it kept going off, and when it was in my kitchen near the washing machine, which was on, it kept going off there as well. So I'm not sure if it was those items that set it off, but it seemed to be some sort of electrical interference with the communication between the button and the light, which is a little bit annoying. But when you're outside, I haven't had any issues riding it or leaving it in the garages at work with other bikes, etc. So it seems okay. Battery life seems good. In flashing mode, I think it lasts something like 40 hours, which is brilliant because it means you probably only have to charge it once a week or once every couple of weeks, depending on how often you ride it. I think if you have the light on in a solid fashion, then it only lasts for a few hours. So if you've got a long commute, you probably want to charge it every day or even during the day when you're working. Other than that, there's not a lot to say about it really. It's it does what it says on the tin. If you're looking for a discreet or fairly discreet bell and light combination that you can move around to different positions, then I think this is pretty good. I did try some other bells, obviously traditional bells, but I couldn't really get a good position where I could ring them whilst using the handlebars, or rather riding on the drops, should I say. I did think I'd found something at one point when I found a product called the Trigger Bell from a UK company. Sounded perfect, but I need to have another look at it just to see what the score is. But for me, it seemed to be oriented for use on the left-hand shifter. So when I tried to install it on the right-hand shifter, the button that you pull to ring the bell was upside down. Maybe it's possible to disassemble it and move it around, I don't know. But this wireless one at the moment works for me. But as I say, it's quite expensive, so I thought I'd do a little review just because I've probably wasted a lot of time and money trying to find something like this product, and even this product's not exactly perfect. So I wanted people to have a think carefully before they rush out and buy it, because I couldn't find any other sort of detailed reviews of it online. Only other thing to say, I had a slight bit of lag between the button and the light. Only when outside, like when out in the city. Not sure if it's too many signals causing a delay or what, but there was a very, very slight lag in pressing the button and the bell ringing, which was a little bit disconcerting. If someone steps out in front of you suddenly, you kind of have to preempt what's going to happen, which isn't always possible. But when you're at home or when you're away from lots of people or lots of buildings, it does work very instantaneously, which is good. The other thing to say as well is they sell it in two versions, one without the wireless button and one with. I couldn't really recommend the one without the button because you can't really press the button quickly. The button that's on the light, you can't really press it quickly whilst riding the bike. You'd have to take your hands off the handlebars and then find the button and press it. And as you can probably see from the video, it's quite a small button. It doesn't have any kind of tactile indentation, so you kind of almost have to look where your thumb's going, which again, if you're trying to do something quick, it's not going to help. So I think if you're after a bell, get the wireless one and use the button and put it somewhere where you can reach it quickly. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this product. It appears to be pretty unique in the marketplace, but there's definitely room for a version 2 with some minor improvements. So maybe change the colours, more adaptability on the wireless button, and maybe some kind of improvement on the way the button talks to the light, so that it doesn't get set off by interference and there's no lag. But yeah, all in all, good product, and I'm happy I bought it. Any questions, ask down below. Thanks a lot.